Hello, everybody. It's Mr. Tim coming back at you. Looks like we at Tuesday, January 27th. Looks like it's about 8:35 p.m. Figured I'd get in here and make another video real quick. Like I said yesterday, I'd talk about some of the stories about Luke and tell some stories about him and, just reminisce a little bit. Well, going back, I'd say one of the first thing, most memorable things about Luke is when he was a toddler. He watched Peter Pan, the cartoon Peter Pan Disney movie, over and over and over and over. He'd stand right in front of the TV and just watch it and watch it and watch it. He loved that. He loved that movie when he was a toddler, and it was one of the memories that sticks out really, really strong in my mind. Another one is he was little. He was a toddler on this one too. It was Christmas. I think it was the day after, and we got him this little peanut, this little peanut thing that he could ride on with wheels. And so he got on it. I figured I'd give him a push around the house, and we just kept getting faster and faster. He's like, "Daddy, go as fast as you can." So I was like, "All right." So we could go back in the bedroom, get a start. It was like bedroom in the very back, off to the right, bedroom in the hallway, long hallway, in the kitchen. So we took out of the bedroom and come barreling down the hallway. I mean, we was wide open. We go to turn to go into the kitchen, and I lost control of him. And he went rolling across the kitchen, and I rolled over and kicked the door facing with my right foot and broke the middle three toes on my right foot. And I was in so much pain I couldn't even. His mama come running out there. "What's going on? What's going on? What happened? What happened?" So I gave her a quick rundown of what we did, and she was like, just shook her head. She knew how he was. Another thing I remember is him and his sister Abby, they was always getting into trouble together. They said they was gonna be in Luke's room playing, and the next thing you know, I think one of the neighbors come over and told me, "Your kids climbed out their bedroom window. They took off around back. I guess they out back playing." So I had to go out back and get after them, and then I had to make sure that window couldn't be opened so easily. So then another time they was in Abby's bedroom. Abby had this canopy bed, and I don't know what they was doing. Somehow they got into some. I think she may have had one of them easy bake ovens or something, and they got into one of those mixes and got it all wet and spread all over the bedroom, all over her TV. And then they decided that they was going to use her canopy. The bars across it is monkey bars. So I guess they was just swinging back and forth on those things, climbing around like little monkey. All right, yeah, I was talking about Abby and Luke was using the canopy bed, the bars run across the top of it, they swinging back and forth up on them like monkey bars, like being like little monkeys. And, oh man, they made a mess. Took me forever to get that cleaned up and going again, and If kids be kids, they didn't get into awful much trouble for it. Don't mind holding on for just a second. All right, I'm back. Just had to get that autofocus setting set back to where it's supposed to be, turned off. I'm gonna have to go into the heart of the computer and get that get that switch where that default stays on. For some reason, it keeps kicking it off. And no, I was just talking about thinking about another time. When they was little, we was down over at my ex-wife's mom and dad's, Kenny and Faye. They live out in the country, and two of the best people in the world, two of the best people you ever meet. I really think a lot of both of them, and just good, down to earth people. But we was down there for a cookout or something, and kids were a little bit bigger then. I think Abby was probably around 6 or 7, so they had to put Luke around 8 or 9, and them and all their cousins and Crystal's youngest siblings, they all took out to the woods to go play and whatnot. It was a pretty day and weather was nice, so they had some of the bigger kids with them to take care of them, watch out for them. So we hung out down there most of the day, and getting along about time we was fixing to load up and head out. We hollered for them to all get up there, and here they all come running, and we was fixing to load up, and we noticed that they is all covered. I mean, covered from head to toe in them little bitty old seed ticks, about the size of the head of a needle. And so we had to get them out of their clothes and commenced to get them put in a wash tub and washed off as much of them as we could. The ones that were being stubborn, we had to rub some alcohol over them, but I think we spent a good hour getting all those ticks off them kids, and it was Luke and Abby. It was funny. It sticks out in my mind as one of the funny things that Luke did when he was little. Another one, when he's getting bigger, he come down here and, like I said, we put the basketball goal up for him. First time we put it up on the side of one of the sheds, and this shed wasn't much to it. It had been in the backyard, I think, since the place was built. And me and him was out there playing one afternoon, and we both went up for a rebound, and he put me clean through the side of that building and put a big hole in the side of it. And my dad, it's over here at Mom and Dad's, and my dad was at work, and he come home the next morning. He's like, "What in the world happened out there?" Like, well, we was playing basketball, and we both got a little bit aggressive and went for a rebound, and I ended up falling through the side of the building. Luke he just got tickled at me because I'm so darn clumsy. One time we was out eating. I don't remember. I think it was at Smoky Bones down in Bowling Green, and there's this step up when you get into the booths to eat, and me and him come in, and we got one of them booths, and we sat there for probably about an hour eating and talking and carrying on and whatnot, and we got up to leave. I forgot all about that step. I took and went down and went into the old roll out of it when you're falling, and I rolled about halfway across. halfway across the daggone restaurant there. But, didn't hurt myself because, I know how to fall, how to catch myself and roll. I already broke my arm twice when I was little. I ain't going to let that happen again. So, didn't try to catch myself with my arm. Just kind of fell and just rolled. And I turn around, look up, and the waitress is there. His eyes is wide open, and Luke is just rolling. I mean, he's laughing so hard, there's tears coming down his eyes, and he laughed about that. Laughed at me a bit for that for about a week straight, and then every time he'd think about it, he'd bring it up, and he'd get to laughing just as hard. I guess I must have been a sight rolling across the floor down there at Smoky Bones. That waiter, he's looking at me off, but his eyes were real big. He's like, you all right? I said, I'm fine. Said it's more, I'm just goofy and clumsy, so this ain't the first time it happened to me. It probably won't be the last. But yeah, that's another funny story I like to tell. No, let me think. I mean, there's hundreds of them. If I could just sit here and think about some of them. Okay, yeah, this one's pretty funny too. We had went out to the movies, and we always, anytime we go to the movie, I think this was one of the Harry Potter movies we was going to see. Not sure exactly which one. For some reason, The Prisoner of Azkaban comes to mind. But anyway, we got there. We always like to get there a little bit early and get up to the back and getting back and right in the middle, and that was our perfect spot. That was our sweet spot. So we got there, got there a little bit early, got our seats saved. We had almost everything we needed. I guess I had left to go either pick up another snack or maybe go to the bathroom or something. But anyway, I was coming back. By this time, the theater done got most of the way filled up, and I'm kind of skipping and doodaddling up the stairs, and I fell face first on them stairs going up them. And as I was going down, I hollered out, "Oh God!" And the whole cinema, the whole theater, everybody in there turned to look at me. And Luke, by the time I got up there, he was laughing so hard his sides was hurt. I said, "Oh man, did you hear me?" He said, "Everybody in the daggone theater heard you." I said, "Yeah, I guess they probably did." I squalled out there pretty good. Mm-hmm. Just some of the times we had, it was just fun, just fun. I'm trying to think of some of the other big ones. I know one time, Luke always reminded me of this one too. Me and him and Abby and Elijah went to the theater. We'd always go down to the dollar store to get our snacks, and especially when Abby was with us, she'd carry a big old purse, and we'd have her just put her stuff in her purse. Down here, they don't ever go through anything like that, So we went down to the dollar store, and I picked up a few extra things and things that I thought we might need later on or whatnot. And so we're heading out to the cinema, and I told Abby, I said, "Well, go ahead and start getting all that stuff put in your purse, and all the stuff that we're gonna take in." And That way, when we get there, we just get out and go. We would just be ready to go get out and go get our tickets and go into the movie. So I hear them back there. And I'm like, here you go. There's put this. All right. Okay, yeah, I think we got it. Okay, so we get there. We go up to we go in, get our seats, we get our drinks, and the movie, the coming attraction starts. You know, the previews or whatnot. Like, hey, Abby, give me out my candy if you don't mind. She goes, okay. She opens up her purse. Me and Luke looked at it, and we had gotten a couple bags of chips. For later on, I'm talking those great big old bags of chips. And I guess Abby thought that we wanted to take them in, you know. And she goes to pulling all this stuff out of her bag. And me and Luke got to rolling. We was like, well, what'd you do? She said, I thought you wanted to put everything. Bring it in. I said, no, just our candy and our drinks and whatnot. But, you know, it's okay. It was just another funny thing that me and Luke, we laughed about that for weeks. One time they was in for the summer, and me and Elijah and Luke, I think Abby had come in only for part of the summer that year or something, or she was spending some time with one of her aunts or uncles or something. But me and Luke and Elijah got to where we was playing pranks on each other. One night when Luke wasn't paying attention, me and Elijah, we went and got one of those little Debbie cake oatmeal cream pies, and we stuffed it down into his shoe. The next morning, he went to put his shoe on, and he's like, oh, man, oh, what the heck? And we started laughing. Me and Elijah, we laughed so hard. Even Luke was laughing. It was so funny. You go to put your shoe on, you got a little Debbie oatmeal cream pie stuck down in the toes of it. He's like, what the heck? But yeah, we played pranks on each other like that. We just had a good time. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other things. There's just so many good ones. I just don't even know which ones to pick out. But no, we always had a good time with each other. You know, we'd laugh and cut up and go on. And I remember one time we was all sitting in the living room, and I guess it was night time and getting about time, you know, have a nightly snack or whatnot. And here come looking into the living room with some cereal to eat. Well, I ain't nothing new about that, but I don't guess he could find a bowl quite big enough for how much he wanted. So he had a pot, a cooking pot, about this big around, probably about that high. And he had all kinds of cereal down in there. He come in there, we all just started laughing. I mean, he had that big old pot, but he had just a regular spoon. But, I mean, he ate it all, so I had no complaints about it. I guess he just couldn't find the right size bowl for what he wanted, so he just picked up and used to cook pot. We used to cook mashed potatoes or soup or chili or something. Oh, he was funny. He was funny. He was hilarious. He'd do stuff like that all the time. All the time. Trying to think of other stuff he did. I mean, when he'd get with Brett, they'd do all kinds of silly stuff. Him and Brett and Elijah and Abby, they were funny. Let's see. Well, I think that's about that's about all I can come up with tonight. But it's I just like thinking about him. I like thinking about all the times we went to the movies together, all the summers we spent together. My favorite was the summer of Blockbuster. I think that was one of the good. We didn't. I think I was off work that summer, that whole summer just about. And we'd go down there every day and we'd pick out a new movie. Or, they had some shows out on DVD. Shows that we hadn't seen that were on, like Showtime or HBO or Cinemax or whatever. So we watched a couple of series. About 3 or 4 of them series. And, we watched just about every old 80s movie we could find. Because we loved those old movies. That was a good summer. That was a good summer. I do remember one time we was at Holiday World and him and his cousin Austin, the one that he spent a lot of time with, they was riding this new boat coaster, and it goes way up in the air. And he said about the time they was getting up there real high, I said his little cousin was about a year younger than him, and they was probably in their teens, early teens. He said he looked over at him and said, "Am I turning purple? Am I all right? Am I turning purple?" I don't know. I asked Luke, I said, was he just joking or was he serious? Luke said, well, I don't know. He said, he may have been serious, but the question was so funny I couldn't laugh. So he's up there. His poor old cousin may have been having an anxiety attack, and Luke was sitting there laughing so hard his stomach was hurting him. He was laughing when he's coming off, when he's coming to tell me what happened. But yeah, all kinds of funny stuff like that always happened. They was some rascals when they was little. They'd get into some stuff. One day we caught them out back here over at Mama's when they was all over here. They'd done turned the water hose on each other, and they saw 3 of them was as wet as could be. And we didn't, we thought they was just out there playing, and that I guess they'd been out there for a good 20 minutes or so. Just had the water just squirting up at each other, having just a fun old time. But those are just a bunch of good old memories. Good old memories that I keep in my heart, keep close to me. Things that I can look back on and smile. How goofy he was, how funny he was, how smart, how handsome. He was just a good-looking boy, and he was just an all-American guy. An all-American guy. He loved God, loved his mama, best friends with his daddy. And I missed the hell out of him. I just, the further along it gets, the seems like the deeper in I sink into the gray or into the middle, the in between, trying to live in between heaven and earth and take care of Luke and take care of things down here too. I can't just abandon him just because he's in heaven. I just can't abandon him. In my mind, he's not dead. He's not dead. His spirit's alive in heaven with our Heavenly Father and all the ones that have gone on already. And I'm just not gonna stop doing things for him. Just not gonna do it. And it makes it difficult. But I've been juggling it pretty good. The further it gets from the last time I seen him and talked to him, I think my heart's dying just a little bit more. It's weird to say. But I gotta stay here too and be strong until all my other kids get grown up and, they start making their way and they're good and settled into the world. My youngest, she'll be 17 this year in March. And, I get her through college and get her set up and making money and, well, just make sure that she's good and settled in life. I love all my kids equal in just the same amount. I'd be feeling this way no matter which one of them it was. But it just, I think it's just maybe a little bit more difficult because I'm the one that found him. And because I spent every day with him. And we were so close, which I'm close with all my kids. All of them. Elijah, of course, he's up there in Pennsylvania, so I don't get to see him and talk to him as much as I'd like to, but my heart still loves him just as much as I always have. And I'd die for him just so he would never have to feel an ounce of pain, just like I would in him, just like I would Abby, just like I would Autumn, just like I would Alexandra, just like I would Aubrey and Lucas, my grandbabies. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here. It's gonna be a short one today, but yeah, I just wanted to share a couple stories. I had a couple laughs. Just Luke was a kid that enjoyed life. He didn't smile much, but I think that's because he was so introverted. When he'd never smile for a picture. Very rarely. He got that from me, though. I hardly ever smile for a picture myself. When I was his age, I never would. But he was always happy and laughing and cutting up and smiling here at the house because he knew everybody and he's comfortable with everybody. And once you got comfortable around you, you'd see that big old beautiful, biggest, softest, kindest, most generous heart you'd ever seen. And that was a gift straight from the good Lord himself. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I have no doubt about that. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. We'll go ahead and call this episode 9, even though I ain't gonna. It really ain't. It's a different type of episode. It's just reminiscing. But I hope you all enjoyed it. I enjoy the fact that all y'all are watching and encouraging me and let me know how good a job I'm doing. And if you don't mind, just subscribe to my channel. Hit the likes on the videos and share it with those people that may get some use out of it, or comment on it. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. I take constructive criticism very well. So if I'm doing something, if I said there's something I can be doing better, please let me know. If there's something that you want me to talk about, just comment. Comment and just let me know. I'll try my best to do what I can do. I'll talk about whatever y'all want me to talk about. But anyway, I'll get off here. Hope all y'all are staying safe and warm, and if you're having to get out, you're taking it slow and being careful and asking God the Father to watch over you as you journey on them treacherous roads, and He'll take care of you. He'll watch after you. And I'm keeping y'all in my thoughts and prayers, and I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you next time.